my God, yo, we got X, yo, real quick. We can't listen to this. So I turned into like whatever that is. I don't know if it was on accident. I don't know why I talk like that because I'm married. And no, I don't. But there's a part of me in my brain. I think back when I was little. And Two Live Crew, I think, is the best example out there. That is what messed. That is what, like, gave me permission. They taught me that is okay. If I never heard Two Live Crew, maybe I wouldn't be making these type of songs. Maybe I do or would. But when I heard Two Live Crew talk like they did, it became like, oh, okay. So I decided to try it out since I heard an example. And that tend to be a lot of things that I listen to. Not that it was okay, to jump off a bridge or anything, because that's dumb. Even I wouldn't jump off of a bridge with all my pain. Like, I got goals. And I think you need a lot of goals in life, especially when you have low quality. I can hear it. What is this? Yeah. Accident. We still have this track. It's an accident. Still got this track, man. That was in my old days. Listen to that rap.
Just like my account.
Oh, damn, yo, I was talking too much.
The world keeps
Shit,
on spinning.
my bad.
After you leave here, stop lying to yourself and think that the world's gonna stop when it's your time to get on the bus.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop this shit.
Where you gonna go, homie?
This is how it used to be without
when
all.
You get on the bus.
Are you
going to hell?
Edibles does something to me.
Are you going on?
I saw what it did to my
MP3
wife.
Format. When you get on the bus, are you going on MP4?
And all she did was laugh her ass off, man. We just sat there and looked at each other and we laughed. I do enjoy that she is using weed more. She just recently bought a new car.
I don't need my face
being very responsible. Because, just like me and just like all of us,
that means I'm a man.
We're all becoming a better
looking
person.
And
I think we are still ran by our fears. And, what's weird is it doesn't have to be that way. But a good portion of my life, I lived in a box of thoughts right before becoming a writer. You could say I was a mess. And after, just these last few years, we became relevant. With the first 5, it was a complete write-off, man. People listening to it be like, damn, yo, this is the worst shit I ever heard. But I think what it was is poor configuration settings. I hate to blame it, but a large portion of my career had been using too much compression, especially on the vocals, and I heard some tip last month. So I hear these things off and on, and then I try to be like, yeah, I'm gonna live by that. Someone said in mastering, because I don't really watch a bunch of mastering, but someone said, once it's compressed, don't re-compress it. So my problem was, because I'm kind of like a radio station, this and that, and we're running tracks. And how do you sort tracks, from videos? What you gonna do there? You gonna sit there and run that video? There's a high chance that video, if we switch to it right now, is the same feed that you're listening to, right? Okay? So if your system is... I know for a long time I never ran EQ because I heard... oh, wait. Did I actually tell you guys what we were talking about? Sometimes in this week I'm scatterbrained as shit. Yeah, I apologize, but I think we might be going for another full 4 hours. I am barely feeling my pain. Oh yeah, I was telling you guys tips and tricks of how I do it. Struggling life. No, I'd say it's a way of life. Struggle. You just don't. This will be our third one today. I like to say it's good. We labeled this freestyle, and I am still really good at my freestyle. I really do like being caught up in the whole word game because it's fun when I'm working with visualized list, not reading anything. I started out with randomized word list. I made it, and I still want to make more. It just like my foot hurts. Broke my leg, and it twisted it sideways 4 times, and it always hurts, bro. Can't even focus. Now that was a fib, but I was trying to tell a story here. All of us may twisted a leg. I'm not sure if all of us twisted our backs. But mine is, it's no longer a splinter like I talked about for a while. And then I had my surgery that we were all hopeful for because we took out the claw. If you look at the artwork, I'm going to have to make sure I look it up and remember which one it was, 14 or 21. Might have been 14, CJ014. It was like a claw. So they took out that claw, and the reason they put that claw in there in the first place was when they screwed my back together because they took out a whole vertebrae that was compressed, and they push the bones like it's a separator. It's a plastic separator, and they put 2 screws up and 2 screws down, and bone heals it, rolls around it, so there's no need for a cage anymore because the bone, as long as you're not doing heavy work or heavy lifting or something, you stay off your feet. At that time, they're saying, for 10 months, couldn't move. And that's when, we start watching YouTube documentaries and be like, damn, the documentary of mental health made me cry because I was like, damn, I was duped. But then, at the same time, I was like, oh, man, I wasn't duped. Because, mental drugs have their place. Like mine is overwhelming amounts of pain, severe. And if I don't watch it, I can easily be put, like you guys just saw, it's just now going away. I can easily be put in a situation where I'm in extreme, severe pain. It's like the pain. Like, I have a story. I never thought I had a story, but I actually got a story, man. If biography came after me, because I could. I got 28 albums we ain't that great, but we kind of are. And, before this year is over, we better have at least a handful of more CDs out. And I really do want to show you guys, and I should unplug the microphone. Can't believe this weed makes me talk so much. It's probably good for you guys, and it's probably good for me later when I hear it, because it's acapellas, and I love acapellas. I love to have fun with them, man. So this whole thing of rapping, it doesn't matter your age, I blame everything on the company. I got, this is a job, for one. And think of it like a pilot. You want an experienced pilot. And it's not about poetry. It's like trying to start fights over flip-flops. Who's got the most cool flip-flops? And you duke it out by selling invisible tickets to a bunch of friends and acquaintances in middle school. You're going to duke it out over stupid ass thongs, bro. You ain't using your head in the right way. I think you could go through that mentality, but you got to channel. I think we all have the ability to channel because, our emotions. However, my wife is ADHD, and I love it. I actually love it. At first, when I married her, I didn't know much about ADHD. I was sort of like, oh, it's fake, So, sort of like, if you believe it, then it's real. It's sort of like if you read your zeros backwards or something. It's like, I'm a super powerful leader. I could change. So this, I don't know if it broke me, but it made me open up my eyes and cherish life. Because my last marriage, this is my second marriage, I remember going into that one, because my relationships happen quick, fast. I'm falling in love with them real quick. So I'm moving, like I said, fast. But usually I got the best intentions. I'm not trying to sit back here and just use you. I actually have genuine love. I think even I had one or two one-night stands with this chick I knew at grocery store. She had big jugs. I've always been a big jug type of person. And when I first dated an Asian girl, and maybe that's why I had developed an attraction to Asians for a long time until, I knew all about their culture and the fantasy of living a life so new died out because, for me it was like, damn, that would be so difficult. We'd be too different. And just like, my wife and I, we are different, but not in that nature of like an Asian, like their food or their traditions. And I'm not saying anything bad or good. I'm just saying comparing even our signs. I forget what we are as a sign, like we're fire. Even our, I'm not a big fan of those, but I respect them as well. I'm not going to come up here and say, it's what I believe or say, shit. But it is interesting either way. All of these things out there for us to use as tools. But man, there's so much I learn about myself and her and us. I noticed this in my first marriage But I think back to the very first person who took my virginity was an Asian. I was actually a rebound, but I was real hurt by her. I was like, I took my checkbook and went to a gun store and bought a high-powered deer rifle. I guess at those times you don't need checks, clearance, or anything. Just do it. You could just do it. On the same day that she dumped me, and, it really hurt because I was like, why you dumping me? And she was just being all mean or rude. I really forget because it's been a long time. Because I was like, Dave, I got Asian girl. She's cute. She's so different, and that different is what draws me. And it's always something to learn. Always, they're fragile. I see them as fragile. When I hear stories of their reality, of what they go through on a day-to-day basis, of like walking from just place to place and hearing comments from drive-by or even pickups or even, texts. I'm married and I let, there's just freedom here, There's no limits. You just don't get carried away. Understand? Because I think jealousy is the number one killer as a personal emotion. So I got too many shit I need to handle, but when you get a woman close, doesn't matter who she is, it's just a woman, like I feel energy. Like when I lay with her in the bed, she's like radiating oven, real hot. Like they're on a different frequency. Their mind is, and not saying it's wrong. It's just that's reality. And then they start talking about what they do to pay rent in this day and age. What these men be saying and this and that. As a man, I can't judge it. I can't say no. It's a product of society. I just let them do them. I mean, she's been a girl for 32 years or whatever. I'm sure she can handle her text messages just fine without me intervening, being like, let me see. She looks at my phone, but I don't look at her phone. I'm totally fine with that. But I noticed if I don't let her look at my phone, it literally like drives her crazy to where she's believing these strange like stories because she's into those drama shows and all entertaining stuff. I enjoy it. So yeah, I do basically enjoy it. I like watching those shows with her because she talks to the TV. I like that in her. She, man, there's just so much about her that I will never, like, disrespect. I think the phase of me wanting to disrespect just like her and my family is, like, over with. I believe there's a period we all go through when we meet someone where you almost got to like reach bottom before you're comfortable with each other. I don't know. You really can't take me. Like you would think I had a bunch of women in my life as much as I talk about it. But I've had, I try not to keep count anymore because that shit's lame. I don't know, 17, right? I guess when my mom found out that figure, she was like, "Oh my God, I thought I was like 3." And so if I was able to do 17, not that this is a topic or anything, and it should in America. You just do your thing. So the way how my house works, because you never see me beating my wife. I think in the early days, you could hear me screaming at her, but that's part of the reason why I sold my microphone, because I was like, yo, I'm a stupid idiot. I know, I even forget what I was talking about, but it was just some stupid, hateful shit. I really don't. But I was like, yo, I'm gonna sell it, and we're gonna go gamble. And I did it. I did it with no regrets. But I believe my debts are now paid. I haven't mouthed off in quite some time. Yeah, I believe this pain had tamed me a notch or 3. We ain't, a go-getter like I still am. I still want to be. I got high goals, high hopes. You still see it with the CJ. 300 albums, 50 tracks apiece. Around 28, the majority of them are instrumentals. It can't be that hard. But instrumentals are much easier to produce than like a freestyle. 'Cause I got the horrible frequencies of my voice to post-edit if we ain't done it here on the rack. That's why we got this rack here. It's mostly for live performance type shit to remove frequencies or add it. It's not like, damn, look at me. Some of it is old shit, and some of it's there to hold my remote controls. But everything up there I would definitely use. And we just switch back and forth. I get tired of the sound I hear. All of this is hooked up now. So I just flip a button down here. You just rewire it digitally. And it goes from here to here. And yeah, so that's what's nice about the digital mixers is you can do that. This mixer, this touch mix, has been nice. As long as you respect and treat it like a Rolex watch. Gotta be careful with these things, even, like my Roomba robot. Yeah, it's part of the trash, but it still needs to be treated like it's fragile. It can break. It's full of sensors that need to calibrate it and shit. And so, in my early days, before I had a fight with all of my rack shit, pulled it out of my racks and I threw it against the wall. We learned a lesson there. Don't throw routers and expensive equipment. Alright, so I'm going to take a break. My next tense. And, we got a lot to say. It's nice to actually say it. I want to play music just as bad as moving my jaw. So we got a week or so to learn this thing down here, and in less than a week or so, it'll incorporate with the iPad, and you'll see it. I'm going to take out one of those screens down there, and it won't be 4K. I should find a box that is 4K, because, each box is 4K. If you look at diagonal, you see it as 8K, right? 4K, 4K. I could blow this one up, this one up, this one up. Well, that video is 1080, so, but this one, and that one is 4K. So if I change them, it holds its resolution to its fullest. And so the piece I want to buy, man, like I really think it's a high important, and it wasn't high enough on the priority list. And I think I'll just barely get it. So I got some returns coming, and is well, I mean, for one, this thing. I mean, just a lot. I don't know what we're talking about. The whole thing, man. I used to make purchases that was shaky. Like, did I make the right purchase? Now I know every purchase I make, I'm satisfied because I spent like probably damn near a week searching. Takes a lot of time to go through lame ass comments, and I can't work it. Cause my eyeball's upside down, and VCRs way back, blah blah blah, taking me on a journey through their comments. So anyway, I see my voice breaking up. I see the end. I see the end, man. Not right now though. I don't need to talk to make music. Thank God. Wore myself out.
Out these fires, fire man. I'm a fire man. I put out fires. Be a fire man. Put fire. Fire man. Fighting crime. Doing something about it this time. We'll never let that happen again. Made a promise to myself. Never again. You witnessed the change, man. I don't need to get your approval. Take it from me. I'll give you permission to change in this moment. Remember, it's not illegal to think what you think. Of illegal thoughts. If it ain't harming nobody, I can think outside the box and still be happy. I know what I'm doing because it fills a huge void in my body. Gmail.com to send your shitty ass. You stayed in daycare too long. You got brainwashed. Your mommy and daddy didn't love you. That's why they put you in daycare, and look what daycare did to you. It made you into a baby that needs to be seated. This ain't a daycare. I mean, I'm trying to stock shelves here with the latest cans of beans, and you're smelling like a giant fart because you ate too many. You ate 240 beans. That's why they have 239 in them, homie. Otherwise, it's 240. And those kind of cans we need to put into the reject bin. Radiation waste last, because it's waste. So if the radiation has already hit California, and you can watch YouTube videos of all these fishermen and documentaries of how the fish have now got plutonium in them. Radioactive isotopes eventually decay or disintegrate to harmless materials. Some isotopes decay in hours or even minutes, but others decay very slowly. Strontium-90 and Cesium-137 have half-lives of about 30 years. Half of the radioactivity will decay in 30 years. Plutonium-239 has a half-life of 24,000 years. So, let's see what kind of Fukushima... Can't even spell that right. Fukushima radiation map. Oh, damn, yo. I guess we got images. Look at this one. Notice how it hit all the side. That's radiation. In 2 years. 2 years. So now would be the great time to go get some help for yourself instead of robbing that local convenience store, because we're all going to be dead from this radiation. You know, God wanted that to happen, and that's why space, I should just do that, man. I should put a string, because I'm an inventive guy. I could hang a CD from a tree and be like, look, CD's falling from...
After that, Holmes, you throw a body. Some pennies fall off, penny drop out. Damn, sell it up, throw a party, yeah. Let's throw a body, yeah. Bro, I think we should throw a party, yeah. Alright, so it's a little different, yeah. Gotta change songs, so.
Track closing arguments. Instrumental.
Oh, so, let me talk about when I went to heaven, when I died, was back in 2005. Smoking a fat blunt with my friend. Think it was laced something. I thought I smoked good shit, but he had some great shit. I'd be like, yo, Holmes, mind if I chill alone? Cause I got anxiety. Yeah, like a panic attack coming on. A room is spin on. And then I put in the CD, The Birth.
Why didn't I try hard? Why couldn't I be a try-hard? Is that what you tell yourself? It is, don't lie. You want to be just like me. You want to idolize. Take a picture, put me in a post-up. Like I did Tupac. I get down on my knees and I say holy prayer. Holy prayer as I play the remix my block. So loud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. We're not done, though. I'm going to replace this. One of my screens down here. Something else. Because we got Casper TV. How we're doing. And the goal here is to have just a bunch of 5-minute, 2-minute splits. You know, you see them down here. We're trying to get away to run them, not from a PC. I really like the way how those media players function. They got nice, and as long as your media files are properly prepared, ran through Plex, Optimizer, encoder. Anyway, these are I got 3 of them because I was like, damn, these things are useful tools. But I did try it with the one I got hooked up, and it didn't display right. It says I had like 1080. But anyway, so this thing, basically, so the new encoder I got coming from China, it takes a while, like 10 years. There's only a few of them on eBay, but I want, you guys heard it so bad to convert this studio. No one needs it, and even all the people say you don't want to work with 60 frames per second. It's like, yeah, let me work with 60 frames per second. I want to work with 4K 60 frames per second. I want to get cameras that got 4K 60 frames per second. Just let me do it. It's a goal. It's a very expensive goal because it's not like just hooking up a computer like most of us would. But my temporary solution to at least stream once this is synced up. So I had to buy a different box. This box was going to be used for something different. I was going to pipe the 4K 6G. And I read that 6G only goes up to 30 frames per second. And so I bought a bunch of new boxes. I bought a bunch of new equipment, and it's already outdated, So like stuff I just bought, they ain't much, They're like these little boxes and shit. So I gotta upgrade my system to the 12G, which will get. I mean, it's okay. It actually is easier to search on eBay. I mean, all you gotta type in there is 12G. You get some relevant, like 12G SDI. You get some relevant results. Because 6G SDI has been here for a minute, and they got all kind of crazy devices that are gonna show up first. But then, so 12G is still relatively new. Again, I wish it wasn't new. And that's why I didn't order my motherboard parts yet. Because I was like, damn it, once I commit to buying all these pieces, and I'm going to build this PC. You guys hear the specs?
You guys see what I was watching on my YouTube?
That'll probably be the last thing I build. And, honestly, I'm not sure I'll get to it because, at least for a while, I need to learn everything I got here. And really, all it helps me do is audio addition.
I guess that is a part of our
the setup I want to get will severely speed up the times. But anyway, I want to show you what this box is so I can put it away. So, this is kind of what I wanted back in the early days, but I never had no decent content.
The lower left-hand side, that's 4K. And the other 2 boxes, the video game, and this camera up here is sending out.
Always stuck playing, stupid ass GTA 5, which had a swear word every few minutes. So basically, this thing takes this takes SDI 6G SDI to HDMI. Now I wanted to try because I plugged in this HDMI scaler. I don't know, a few nights ago. I was sort of bummed, and I'm like, oh, well, it just must be, could be like, something simple. So I didn't give up hope. But these things would then convert, most likely, 4K 30 frames per second, or even 25, at least for a while. However, the signal out the door will be converted, upscaled to 4K 60 frames a second. I had a 1080p scaler, and those work well when your source HDMI connection isn't stable, or you just need the frame rate there, like it's going through too many pipes, and sometimes these things can straighten it out or just smooth it out, especially when using HDMI. So even though I'm piping out 4K 25, when I get this box all set up, this thing will upscale it to 4K 60 frames per second. That new encoder I got will stream a 4K at 60 frames per second. We're gonna try this shit out, man. So even though right now we're doing 25 frames a second because it's kind of cool way to do it, so I don't give you head motion sickness. I think it'd just be awesome, but that means we gotta replace all of these cameras, and cameras aren't cheap, so some of this stuff may have to wait. But I'm trying to use the money while I got it. I'm just basically blowing it, not trying to save it at all. So this money that I'm getting from you guys, appreciate it. I'm buying stuff. Like yesterday I rebought the Blueberry microphone. The first one I bought came broken, and then I read their reviews, and they were like $500 this month. But they had like 40,000 sales. That's a lot of sales.
I don't know who I'm talking
To only have like 400 negative complaints. But anyway, so that's kind of my plan with the studio. I really want to broadcast at 4K 60 because I can. I believe so. But sometimes they're like side businesses. Because these online companies like Cloudflare or something that help you with DNS, they'll have like this enterprise category that just adds 3 more zeros onto all the prices. That because companies or sometimes people need to spend their cash. They just need to blow it. They can't save it because they're making so much. So these like online companies, they're legit companies. I think, what was that other one? I don't want to say it's live stream. Maybe it is. I use their service for a while, but then if you look at their prices, they're like $14,000 a month. Yeah, that's got to be people who just need a place to burn cash, like honestly. And then, they offer us basically the same package with one source, and they get 10 free packages. So yeah, I mean, we'll see if this works. I'm trying to get the best picture, and I really want to move away from this, but I don't want to use a computer. Right now, the way how the current video system is hooked up is all through hardware. It's nice. Hardware is a huge waste of money, but man, I love its stability. I love because it is made to do. If it's from China, you should not buy a 16 security camera and expect to see all 16, because China products lie. You can't expect that shit to work like that. I bought a lot of products from China, and their claims were lame, man. Easily beaten. Easy. So it's almost like, well, no, I just want to buy from U.S. because at least we give a damn about what we put on the box. So you could get some good deals. And I'm not saying the Chinese don't put out good products, because they